welcome back to A Game of Fangs and Thrones. My name's Hannah. I write books and occasionally I read them too. And this is my May wrap-up. All the books I read or attempted to read in the month. So let's just crack on. So first we have As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the finale to the Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy, and you already know, if you saw last month's wrap up, that although I did enjoy this series, I'm not going to reread it, so it is going to be unhauled. With this being the third in the series, can't really talk too much about it, but it does follow Pip, who in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder reopens a cold case because she thinks the guy the police convicted didn't do it, and it all just sort of spirals from there. In this one we sort of cycle back to the beginning mystery and we learn more about the connections between everything. So did enjoy it, but it's going off to a new home because I'm not going to reread it. Then we have Mina and the Cult by Amy McCourt. Now, I did really enjoy the first two books in this series because it did deal more with sort of vampires and it had more of a nostalgic feel. But this is set in New Orleans 1995 and it took a direction that I did not personally like and couldn't get into, so unfortunately it is DNF, and I am going to be unhauling the other two in this series as well. All the unhauled books will be available on Vinted. Then we have Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. This is the sequel to A River Enchanted, and I struggled with this one. I got through it, but I'm not going to reread it. It's just something that I didn't gel with in this one. But basically we follow, in the first book, A River Enchanted, it is set in the Isle of Cadence, which is inspired by Scotland. We follow Jack, who is a bard, and we follow Adara, who is sort of the next in line to rule the clan. And I must admit, I enjoyed the first one a whole lot more. Just something didn't quite grab me. I think it's because where the characters ended up, it wasn't what I wanted, it wasn't what I expected. So I finished it, but it is going to be an unhaul. And then we have another DNF. We have The Bullet Trader by Lynette Noni, and I'm surprised I didn't like this because I absolutely adored the first two, which are The Prison Healer and The Gilded Cage. But this just, I don't know if it was a case of I left it too long to pick it up or just grown out of this sort of style, but it started repeating itself and I just couldn't get into it. I didn't care. So for that reason, this is a DNF and an unhaul. Then we have another Richard Osman book. We have The Bullet That Missed, which is the third in the Thursday Murder Club mystery, and you know I already love these books. In this one we get a visit from an old foe of Elizabeth, and we also learn more about Elizabeth in this one as well, and she is, I don't want to spoil it, but she's badass. It still has that Joyce is still that old humour. I think what I really like is the diary entries that we get from Joyce, which do just help to, they help to sell the stories, see what exactly is going on. So this will be kept. I will stamp it at some point. I just don't have the stamper with me. Then we have Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. I did finish this one, but again, something that just wasn't the same. Maybe I'm growing out in middle grade. But in this one we are in New Orleans, which is obviously reported to be one of the most haunted places in the world. It has voodoo and witchcraft, and ghosts and life and death are very close in New Orleans. And Cass can see everything. So it was a nice story, it was a nice wrap up. I did get scared a little bit of time, but just not going to reread it, so I'm going to unhaul this and City of Ghosts and Tunnel of Bones, which are in Scotland and Paris respectively. But a very spooky middle grade. It was fun when I read it. Just didn't feel emotionally connected. Then we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I stayed up way too late trying to finish this. This is the third in the Empyrean series, which is obviously the series name for Fourth Wing, and I'm absolutely adoring this series. Follows, well, I mean, you don't really need me to tell you about this one, do you? But it follows Violet Sorrengail as she embarks on her quest to become a dragon rider. She was trained to be a scribe, and that is coming into play a lot more in the later books, and I'm just not getting rid of this. No, that's a stay. Then we have Onyenka and the Rise of the Rebels by Tola Okogwu, and this is a unhaul. It was a cute story. I did push myself to finish it, but didn't really gain anything from it, so I am unhauling. Nothing wrong with it, I just didn't like it. And then we have A Keep, which is Never a Hero by Vanessa Len. This is the sequel to Only a Monster, in which we follow Joan, who has always known her family's a little bit odd, especially on her mother's side, and then she learns that they are monsters, and that she has to be wary of a hero. She can never tell anybody what she is, but obviously, in the way that YA always goes, she breaks all the rules. So, let's tot up the numbers, shall we? Because I think I've forgotten how much I've read. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's say about 9. Unhauling 6 and keeping 3. So that's keeping my overall shelves nice. So going forward, I'm not going to do a TBR, but I am going to do like a book thing, a bookish video, a bookish wrap up. There we go. So I've done that. In terms of reading going forward, I do want to try and keep it on top of the sequels. The shelf above you where I keep my sequels is looking a bit sparse, but I do have a pile here that I want to work through as well. So I think that's it for this video. Let me know. Oh, I did buy a Kindle Unlimited book. I forgot what it's called, but it's just a cozy crime story set in a cross-stitch shop. Oh, she's a haberdashery. It's the second in the series, so I will tell you when I get to that. But for now, I think that's the end of the video. So tell me in the comments what your best book of the month was, and why you like it. If you've read any of the books that I have, let me know what you think. And I think I can't choose just one best book, so I'm going to pick 3 because I can. So that's it for the end of the video. Give it a like if you like it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see this and talk about these. And don't forget to check out my own 3 books. They are on Amazon. They are available in Kindle Unlimited and paperback. paperback format, and the links are in the description down below and at the end of the video. Bye!